And here's what we need to be free from British rule. In the Bill of Rights, the signers were saying, here's how the people of the United States will never be subjected to the abuses described in the Declaration. Both documents target absolute tyranny. Both documents are designed to protect the people from government excesses. Both documents identify a people void of class or privilege, yet demanding righteous human treatment. Here we give you our Bill of Rights. Now, at the time the Bill of Rights was enacted, and the time the Declaration was declared, it said all men are created equal. And the thinking at that time in human progress did not include some people, as we all know. In fact, it didn't include the female gender. It was not until the 1900s that the female gender had the right to vote. It was not until the 1900s that the female gender had the right to serve on juries. And so we have progressed when the definition of all men are created equal to mean all human beings are created equal. They didn't use that term, but I think ultimately that's what that means anyway. All human beings are born with certain unalienable rights. So the First Amendment gives us freedom of speech, press, religion, peaceable assembly, and to petition the government.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
The Second Amendment establishes the right for the people to keep and bear arms, as well as to maintain a militia.
A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
The Third Amendment provides protection from quartering of troops.
No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law.
Although the first three amendments sometimes come to play in the trial of a person accused or in a jury trial in a civil suit, but the next amendments really do protect us individually from certain government incursions into our private lives. The Fourth Amendment protects us from unreasonable searches and seizures.
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
The Fifth Amendment gives us due process, protection from double jeopardy, which means we can't be tried for the same alleged offense twice. If we're found not guilty by a judge or a jury, the prosecutor can't come back and try us one more time, or three more times, or four more times. And self-incrimination, which means no person can be compelled to give testimony in a trial in which he is accused of violating the law. And the right to private property.
No person shall be held to answer for any capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a precedent or indictment of grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject to the same offense to be twice put in any jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without the due process of the law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation.
The Sixth Amendment affords the rights to trial by jury and other rights of those accused of crimes.
In all criminal prosecution, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district where the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and the cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense.
The Seventh Amendment affords the right to a jury trial in civil lawsuits.
In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law.
The Eighth Amendment prohibits excessive bail as well as cruel and unusual punishment.
Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted.
The Ninth Amendment, I think, was included in the Bill of Rights to assure those, the legislators and people that lived in certain of the colonies, that we didn't need a Bill of Rights to start with, because when we started limiting in the Bill of Rights what rights we claimed we had, then later on the federal government or maybe even the state government could say, well, you didn't list those, you don't have them. So Amendment number 9 protects our rights not specifically enumerated in the Bill of Rights.
The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
The 10th Amendment describes the powers of the state and the powers of the people.
The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
And that concludes the reading of the Bill of Rights. I know this has probably happened to Chris a time or two. It's happened to me a time or two. Those of you who have ever served, or at least been called to serve on a jury in a criminal case, know that the lawyers get up, the district attorney gets up first and talks to you and asks you questions, and the lawyer representing the accused gets up and talks to you and asks you questions. And I've asked several jury panels in the past, how many of you have read the Bill of Rights to the Constitution? And you'll get very few hands that are raised. And those that are raised, I'll ask them, when was the last time you read the Bill of Rights to the Constitution? It might have been in high school, elementary school, college if you went to college, or maybe you just got curious one day and decided to read the Bill of Rights. But now, those present here, you've read them, you've heard them, and they're very important. And as a lawyer, I can speak for Chris, I know that we cherish that Constitution, not only for ourselves and our clients, but for every citizen, person. You'll notice that the Constitution of the United States does not apply just to citizens, but it applies to persons within the jurisdiction of the United States. No matter whether you're a citizen or not, you have the same rights under the Constitution. And that's how the framers wrote it. It applies to human beings within the jurisdiction of the United States. I appreciate all of you being here. Glad you showed up. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you.